Rock Beat Video. We're at the channel. We're at the Beat anniversary party, and I have Al from The Dream. Al, how long has your band been together?
Presently about 4 months. We've been together all together about 4 years since the name change and everything.
Will you be performing tonight?
Probably about 1 o'clock, yeah.
1 o'clock. Are you the last band to go on?
I don't know, maybe. I think they'd like it that way, so we can keep everyone here, you know.
Okay, great. What do you think of this whole thing? You think it's great that the Beat is... Do you read the Beat all the time?
Yeah, definitely. I try to follow what's going on in Boston. It has a lot of good things with the local atmosphere, you know?
It's kind of like a musician's almanac, per se.
Almost, yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, later on we'll have you and your band back for an interview.
That'd be nice.
Okay, thank you.
Here, wait a minute. Why don't you stand next to one? I'll frame it. Yeah, it's this knob right there. How do you pronounce your last name? Giamatteo. We're wrong with everybody else, but... Well, I'm just going to ask you how the things came about and what's on the horizon. Okay. What's going to happen in the next year. Ready? Matter of fact, why don't you sit here? I get to go. Just get that seat all warmed up. Hal here with David Giamatteo, a publisher, I guess is the right word, a publisher of The Beat. And we're here at The Beat's first anniversary party. And David, let me ask you, how long was it from the time you thought up the idea of publishing a Boston, such a high gloss promo magazine, to the time it actually was put into circulation?
Realistically, about 18 months.
And how many doubts did you have whether it could fly or not? Did you have a good response right away? Did you wait a long time before you actually put the first run on press?
Yeah, we had an immediate response once it came out, but we sort of waited till we felt Boston was ready to break. Exactly a year ago, just things were on the edge and a lot of bands were up and coming, and we said it's time to go with it.
And you've had really an amazing response from the whole local rock community, everybody from the clubs to the bands, everybody.
Well, Boston, basically, around the country is the hotbed of musical activity. Every city that has anything to do with music is looking towards Boston.
What do you think keeps the Boston scene so vital, so active? I mean, is there something in the water?
No, the fierce competition. Bands and musicians and just high quality, and they come from all over the country to Boston.
Now, what's coming up for the Beat? What do you see happening during your second year?
Expanding, trying to go towards more cities regionally. The Cape, Worcester, maybe Manchester, Providence have all expressed interest, and people in those areas want to help us get the Beat going in their area.
How is the scene in Worcester picking up? You see quite a bit of stuff in your own magazine about that.
Worcester seems to be where Boston was a year ago. All of a sudden starting to bubble under, and there's new clubs opening and strong bands coming out of there. And we're trying to go in that direction first.
Do you think that has anything at all to do with the Centrum, or is it just mitosis from Boston?
Just maybe the Centrum a little bit, just that it took a dive for a while and it's being revitalized.
Well, good luck, congratulations, and we'll hope to see you next year.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay. Rolling. Test. Okay. I'm here with Zach, one of the artists for Zaz.
First letter, last letter.
Take two. I'm here visiting at the Beat's first anniversary party with Zaz, one of the artists, I guess you'd call him an artist. How did you become involved with the cartooning for the Beat?
Strangely enough, not in the rock scene at all. I got involved in art in the service about 10 years ago. People would come up with pictures of their girlfriends at home and I'd sketch them out. So I didn't have any formal training in it. It's just something I developed to keep myself from being bored. Then when I got out of the service, I started promoting bands, and one thing led to another. And now I've kind of evolved out of promoting bands and got into the cartoon thing because of the Beat and a few other magazines that have happened in the past that have opened the doors for artists. I mean, the Beat has opened the door for me. It's opened the door for comedians. It's opened the door for a lot of people. You know, it's just.
Have you been with the Beat since the beginning, or?
No, I was with a now defunct rock paper. It was called Preview. I can say the name, I guess, because they're not in business anymore. I was doing a half-page cartoon for them, and it was kind of, it was rock-oriented and pigeonholed. And Mickey O'Halloran of the Beat approached me and said that he'd like to see a cartoon, but didn't necessarily have to be rock and roll. It could be street. So now, when you're pigeonholed and doing just rock and roll, a band scenario, it's hard to do anything humorous. So now I can do nightclubs, I can do unemployment lines, the hassle somebody runs into dealing with insurance companies, anything that's street.
Have you done any covers, any album covers at all?
No, I've done a lot of logos. This band August, I did almost all their promotional work. I've submitted album ideas. The thing about the album art is a little more structured, and I like to be loose and free because from what I draw on, I don't have a schooling, so I can't really, I have to draw on what I have inside, which is natural, and it's hard for me to put a name on because I don't know. I've never gone to school for it.
And where do you see yourself going with this in the future? Do you have any other plans besides the Beat?
Well, yeah, I'm going to go to school for graphic design, and I've been doing the Beat and cartoons long enough now that I know what I want to do. If I had gone to school and not knowing what I want to do, I might spend a year spending money on something that was from my wrong field. So I know what my long suit is. I'm going to work on illustrating. I don't like to call it cartoons, and I'm not an artist. Monet was an artist. Rembrandt. I'm just an illustrator. I can take a thought pattern and try to put it in ink, black and white. So I'm going to expand on that. I think there's a market for it. Maybe there isn't. And if I'm wrong, well, then I'll drive a cab, but I'll continue to do art.
Will you stay with the Beat?
Pardon me?
Will you stay with the Beat?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I wave two flags, one for the Beat and one's got Old Glory on it. I pledge allegiance to both of them.
Thank you, Zaz, who gives us the lighter side of the Boston rock and roll scene. Thanks a lot, Zaz.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, we're at the Beat magazine anniversary party, and here we have the band Extreme. Do you have a certain birthday wish you'd like to give to the Beat magazine?
Yeah, we'd like to say happy birthday to the Beat. Thank you very much for all the support.
We love Mickey O. And we're all hoping it does just as well the second year as it did the first year.
Thanks for all the exposure that they've given us.
What a corny guy.
Thank you very much, Beat Magazine.
Yeah, the most happy.
And special thanks for Dave Giamatteo.
David G, too.
Yeah,
and
David
everything
G.
that goes with the Beat. You know, that pretty much the only ones who supported us.
Mickey,
right.
yeah, go Mick.
Yeah.
Now get that awful thing out of my face.
So the Beat has been really helpful to you, very supportive of you.
Yes.
Dave, we love Dave.
They're getting better, too. They got the glossy covers, you know.
Yeah, they have any glossy covers.
Well, we're waiting for them to get us on the cover, so that's a little plug. They'll help us out, you know. Good luck to them, you know. Can I drink on that?
So does Extreme have any plans in the future? Will you be cutting an EP?
Well, we just did an EP. We'll probably be doing some more recording soon. Hopefully some film, all sorts of stuff.
You're in my
We
life.
have some things in the works right now, but we really can't talk about it, but
We're not at liberty to say.
yeah. Look out for us, because we're coming.
We need some financial backers. 5s, 10s, any denomination of money we need.
So do you predict a pretty big summer for yourself?
Well, summer around town is slow, but we're not really gonna concentrate on town. We're gonna do some new recording, and we got a big project that's gonna happen this summer, and you'll hear about it in like 3 weeks, so I can't say anything now. But
Something in the works.
very big, very big. We'll hype it like that. It is big. She's in it.
Yeah. This is the star of the video right here. We put her up to this.
Sure.
All right, we got Paul Mangone on the bass.
How am I doing this?
So get him out of the camera. We got Hal Lebeaux, the newest member of Extreme, on the guitar. Paul Geary on the drums. My brother and counterpart in crime, Pete Hunt on the
right-hand man,
on the guitar. Yeah.
And this is Styles Bitchley on front vocals.
How long have you been together?
We only live together. We
Too long.
as a band.
Yeah.
Can we say it on TV? The Dream has been together for around 3.5 years, and Extreme with a new guy has been together like since the beginning of the year, and we're happening now.
What made you change your name from The Dream to Extreme?
50 million
Money.
Lots of money. Lots of money. Lots of money.
No, yeah. No, do we have to, this is a long story. Do we have enough time?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Well, there was this TV show called The Jeffersons, okay?
Which had nothing to do with anything.
Had nothing to do with anything. CBS were putting on a new TV series, and they called Dreams. They found out that we had the copyright, went through all the bulls. Yeah, or the baloney. And we came to an agreement out of court, and we sold the name, and now we're busting their balls, and we just put an X before it, call ourselves Extreme. And can I say busting balls on the TV? No? We'll bleep it out.
Okay.
But, no.
That's the whole story.
And now we're called Extreme. And we did a video with you guys, and it was great. It was great. We had a good time.
It was very enjoyable.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Hi, we're here at the channel for the first anniversary of The Beat, and I'm Sally Cragin of the Boston Phoenix, talking to Tami Heide of BCN and WMBR, a small college station. And I'd like to know, Tami, what is the difference between being a DJ for MBR and being a DJ for BCN?
I knew you were going to zing me with that one, Sally. There's a lot of difference. First of all, MBR has 200 watts and BCN has 50,000, so you're reaching a lot more people. So I have to tailor my jokes to a bigger audience on BCN and sort of censor myself, unless someone else is going to censor me. And the music at MBR, it's a 2-hour show that I do. Everyone does a 2-hour show. And so I can pretty much play whatever I want, but I found that I structure it a lot more because I've been doing it for so long. I've been doing college radio longer than I've been in college.
Yeah, where did you go to college, Tami?
I went to Emerson College, and I know there's a lot of young hopefuls probably here tonight, and I meet new Emerson students every day, and it is a pretty good school for broadcasting and theater arts and performing arts, but you better go there quickly because they're going to move out of the city, and that's part of the charm.
Yeah. Well, do you think that BCN rightfully deserves its reputation as the #1 hit breaker of Boston?
I mean, it's based on their ratings, and that's based on their people's choice, so certainly, I mean, I know I listened to it a lot in the 70s when I first came up to the New England area, and I would say that its reputation is definitely deserved. You have, besides music, which represents a lot of what is happening now, we can go back, we play stuff from the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, and we'll sing you sometimes. There's a definite sense of humor, and you have to admit there are charming personalities there too.
This is true, but do you play till Tuesday when you're a DJ at MBR?
Well, There's a funny thing about Till Tuesday.
What's that?
Well, when they first had their tape out, before they were signed, they didn't send their tape to college radio. Even though when Amy was in the Young Snakes, I would have her down every time the Young Snakes would cough or, you know, break a shoelace. So Till Tuesday was a funny example.
It's a funny thing. We're here with Tami at the channel where she also DJs Wednesday nights. Do a lot of DJs do like club DJing as well? Is that good experience?
Yeah, it's a different experience. It's very different being in a club as opposed to being on the radio. I feel myself being in a club, I don't really like to talk a lot because I think I'm more creating an atmosphere than, you know, when you're on the radio, you're also sort of informing and entertaining. Here, I feel like the emphasis is more on the music because there's no commercials or anything to play. So,
is there a lot of audience feedback when you're DJing in a club rather than on the radio where there are phone calls coming in?
Well, I always say that the reaction in a club is immediate. And they can throw things at you, you know, they can actually touch you, whereas it's sort of more remote on the radio because they can just call up and you can hang up on anyone, and you also have people screening your calls and a lot more going on when you're on the radio.
Do people screen your calls at WMBR?
I have a phone answer. She helps me out a lot. Her name's Natalie. She works at WERS. She's an Emerson College graduate as of June, I guess.
Do you feel that radio in Boston is increasing and improving due to like lots of news stations, like, well, also video like B66 and WFNX?
I think we have it great here in Boston for radio. In fact, I just got back from Philadelphia, and so I was listening to radio down there, MMR, and I was also listening to New York, and it's just not there. I mean, the combination of talent, personality, humor, and music, and just really popular culture, I don't hear it elsewhere. I hear it in Boston, not only on BCN.
What are the differences between those cities, Philadelphia and New York and Boston? Is the local scene here better or worse than elsewhere?
I'm a real Boston chauvinist. I would guess that it's better here. But again, I'm bigoted towards Boston. I kind of, you know, when I came to school here, I kind of fell in love with the city. I mean, I imagine, Sally, you found it quite charming yourself.
Oh yeah, I think it's lots of fun, and there's lots of input from all sorts of fanzines and radio stations and newspapers. Do you have any favorite groups that you're sort of currently boosting right now?
Local bands or just anyone?
I suppose local bands.
Well, I've always liked the Del Fuegos. Turbines are great. I get to see a lot of bands that I probably wouldn't normally see working here because it is hard to get out. Christmas is a favorite. Uzi is good. I feel like I should keep a list with me because there are so many and it's hard to...
Yeah, or a diary.
A diary. Dear diary. Oh, Sally, I'd love to read yours.
You can read mine in the Phoenix every week or every 6 months when I've seen 45 pounds.
Yeah, we don't get the juiciest stuff, though.
No, the juicy stuff goes in the fanzine that never gets written. Do you feel like Boston is at a disadvantage in having such a good garage rock base, but having all the synth pop bands go out and get the major record labels?
No, I mean, I think someone like the Del Fuegos is real rootsy. Perhaps I don't really have the sales figures with me. Maybe their record didn't sell as well as, say, like Till Tuesday, but I think there's merit in both bands. And I saw Till Tuesday recently. In fact, I'm going to see them tomorrow night at the Metro MC. And they have a great sound. And I know that you personally like a lot of the garage bands, and so do I. Yeah. But I also appreciate the big Euro rock sound as well. I mean, I think that working for BCN has probably broadened my spectrum of music that I like.
Do you find yourself listening to music that you wouldn't otherwise listen to working for a station that has 50,000 watts as opposed to MBR's 200?
Yeah, because I mean, I get a lot of records at BCN, so there's a whole lot of stuff to listen to, and I try to spread it out. I try to listen to something that I bought myself, and then listen to something that I got at the radio station, and then listen to something that maybe I read about or heard about but don't know. So, you have to take it in doses or you just OD on it.
Do you feel that the local music scene is better now, sort of 5 years after hardcore, which was the big Boston music situation in 1980, or that it's slackened off now?
I don't think it's slackened off. I I see that the hardcore bands, if you want to call them that, have progressed, and some of them have remained or gone on to other things. Some have just disbanded and started other bands. I mean, it always goes in cycles.
Yeah, it's a real familial thing. It's sort of watching the genesis of a species.
Incestuous and not familial.
Incestuous sometimes, but there's a lot of interbreeding as well.
I think of Boston more as a town than as a huge city, and that's, again, part of its charm for me anyway.
Yeah, it's real easy for people that are just starting out to sort of get a foothold here and get someone's attention.
Yeah, I know. I've noticed in the last few years, a lot of bands from, say, Philadelphia or D.C. or Chicago or wherever across the U.S. moved to Boston because it's not as glitzy as L.A. It's smaller than New York, but it's really well connected. And again, there's just that, I don't know what it is that we have here, but it's something pretty great.
It's sea breezes and industrial fumes, perhaps.
I never thought of that combination. Do you have that as a perfume? Can I borrow it sometime?
Oh, I've got a caseload of it. Am I presentable for this? I'm not really dressed up for this.
No. Am I?
Hi, this is Sally Cragin. I write about rock and roll for the Boston Phoenix, and I'm freelancing right now for Rock Beat Video, here with my brother Harold Cragin, who plays bass for Rubber Rodeo. How did you happen to get the job in Rubber Rodeo?
Well, I read the ad in the newsprint paper.
And then what did you do?
I made about $150 worth of phone calls, and that secured me a job with the present band.
Are you having a good time working with Rubber Rodeo?
Yeah, Rubber Rodeo gives me a good time, hourly, weekly, every time, even when I'm not with them. It is a good time.
What are you doing when you're not with them?
Well, I don't wash dishes, and I don't pick up my apartment, and I usually don't go outside of my building.
I've seen that apartment. That's the apartment with no washed dishes and clothes lying all over the place. Why is that so?
Well, since I'm so busy with the band, I really can't do these things daily, so I leave them to yearly. And since I'm not around yearly, I usually leave them to by decade.
Rubber Rodeo has an 8-album contract with Polygram Records and Tapes. What's in the future? They've completed their first album.
Future is very secure. We're going to do a second album with Polygram, and right now we're looking for a producer.
Who have you been talking to?
Well, I've been talking to myself quite a bit, but besides that,
You've been talking to the dishes in the kitchen sink?
Them too, but they don't answer me back. We're looking at different producers,
Dave Stewart? I heard that was one name.
Yeah, Dave Stewart, Lindsey Buckingham, some other guy named Tingle who did Sheila E. It'd be really good.
Do you feel that Rubber Rodeo is very likely to sort of change their mode of music? Right now they do a lot of very sort of artistic country punk numbers. How do you like doing that?
I think it's very artistic and very, very country.
Very punk.
Very punk. Actually, I found it very high and lonesome, and when you really dig past the name of country punk, you find a lot of high and lonesome lyrics and ideas.
Hal, what do you listen to in the apartment that has no dishes washed and clothes all over the floor?
I listen to a lot of Funkadelic because that helps me avoid the dishes.
What helps you avoid doing the laundry?
Avoid doing laundry usually helps with, I listen to a lot of Bob Dylan. He's a very unclean performer, and he helps me.
That's true. He is very unwashed. In fact, he's so unwashed that he might even be able to help out on the next Rubber Rodeo laundry hunting expedition. What do you think about that, Hal?
Well, you'll have to look high and wide to find our laundry because we don't have any. We burn it.
Cleaner than thou. One last thing. It's a couple of days past Mother's Day. Hal, did you call our mother?
Our mother? I thought that was your job.
No, I get to call Dadu.
I sent a card.
I called Grandma May.
Well, all right then. We're even.
Well, one of us will call Mom.
Side?
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. No, wait a second. I like this side better. Okay? This way. Go around. How's that go lighting?
We're at the Beat First anniversary party with Digney Fignus, purveyor of the highly successful first album, The Girl with a Curious Hand.
Thank you.
What's the follow-up?
Well, we're going to be coming out with another song called City Dancing that was mixed by Rick Cherone, and we're hoping that it's going to do really well.
In your opinion, what keeps the Boston music scene so vital, so vibrant?
Well, there's a lot of diversity and a lot of really great musicians that are circulating in the area. Plus, there's a lot of places to play, so it's all helps.
Do you have any video coming out?
Well, we're in the process right now of planning for the next video, so hopefully it will be out very soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just need you to sign up. Hi, we're here with Kathy and Heather from Lizzie Borden and the Axes, currently enjoying fantastic success on V66. Let me ask you, when you made the video, did you expect it to be played so quickly, and did you expect to get the reaction that you did?
I definitely did not expect it. It's good though, I like it.
And what's coming up next for Lizzie Borden and the Axes?
Lizzie Borden's doing a special party from V66 at Spit on May 29th. It's going to be a big party, and everybody will be there. And we're doing all the clubs. We're doing vinyl soon, hopefully.
And do you have any more video plans?
Oh yeah, always video plans.
What's going to be the next video? Do you know yet?
No, but we're always thinking about it.
Fantastic.
Oh, we're working on it, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, and we're here with
Russ Mottla from WAAF. I'm the music director for the radio station.
What are you doing here in Boston?
Well, we're here today because AAF being a very Boston radio station that's really into the local music scene, we're here to support the Beat magazine and have fun at their birthday party. You know, we want to see the local music scene in Worcester succeed as much as anybody, because that supplies WAAF with new talent, 2 years down the road, which we're always looking for,
Have you given away the Porsche yet?
The Porsche is gone. This Saturday, we'll be giving away a Ferrari worth over $60,000. You know about AAF, obviously, Chip.
And then what?
Then who knows? Who knows? Could be the next space shuttle. We're going to put people in orbit.
What do you think it is about Boston that creates such a wild, active, live scene for such a long time?
Well, I'll tell you, Boston as a city traditionally has been a very active music city. And everybody in the industry knows it, and now even more importantly than that, there aren't a lot of cities nationally developing local talent as actively and with as much quality as Boston is. And there aren't any cities with AOR radio stations like WAAF and WBCN that support local talent. So Boston's happening nationally.
It really is a unique situation. I mean, can Boston get any hotter?
Sure it can. If I have anything to say about it, I'm going to help make it hotter, you know? It's like I see so many bands out there that have the potential to be signed nationally, and I'm on the phone every week with the people that make these decisions, you know? And I do everything I can to get them into town to see what's happening in Boston.
And what exactly is AAF's approach to Boston and Worcester scene? I mean, how can somebody get their record played on AAF? Is it as simple as sending it in to be reviewed, or?
Yeah, it's real easy. Send us the record or the tape, and our criteria for playing local music isn't that we just play local music. We will listen to any music each and every week, and if it's good, we play it. We don't just play local music. It's got to be as good as everything else we play. Some recent examples have been Bruce Marshall and the Clue, Kudu, the Souls, Axminster. These are all bands that we've taken out of Boston who sound as good as the new Jafria record or the new Van Halen record. That's important, you know.
And there's a scene developing in Worcester itself now. What do you think is the reason for that?
Worcester's happening, but it's like I don't see it as two separate markets. They're so close together. It's cross-pollination. The bands that are developing in Worcester are playing Boston. The Boston bands are playing Worcester. If the venues are there, it's going to happen, you know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim.